All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Donald Malidore, and we're going to do an interview with him. He is a videographer and has been in this area in the business for about 23 years. Pardon? And I do want to thank everybody for joining us today, whether you're live with us today and asking questions or whether you're going to watch this later on. But I do appreciate you coming to see us. And we have, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor here, which is Luscious Moss, and a studio. It's owned and operated by Chad Christ in Edgewood, Washington. And he primarily produces for drummers and guitarists, but he also does other things, including I've worked with him as well. And he does have an environment that's very conducive to collaboration and creativity. So if you ever need him, you know where to find him. Just go to Facebook and enter Luscious Moss Studios and he'll come up. So that starts us on our program here, Donald. Tell me a little bit about what you do and what is, I know you're not a musician, but everybody in the music industry is important to it, whether it's a roadie, a videographer, a cinematographer, or musicians or whomever is there involved in our projects are all important. So that's why I have you today, and I'd like you to explain what you do.
Well, I actually I document the music. I document those moments that once they're gone forever. But with the documentation of music, you can always go back and listen to it again and relive that time, relive those feelings.
Right.
I also do it as a learning tool for the musicians. Because what musician doesn't want to go watch himself perform, see how he does, find spots where he may improve or change something a little bit. Just what musician doesn't want that? They all like to see themselves and how well they do.
Exactly.
And who doesn't enjoy watching music?
Yeah, my husband and I have been recording every gig that I've ever had since 2000. And the reason being is exactly what you said. I find the errors, I try to correct them. And yeah, it is reliving the moments. Some of them are pretty awful, and some of them are really good. But yeah, it is a good learning tool, and it's a good memory to keep eventually. You're going to want to be able to have some of these things. It comes up from time to time. So you have a very important job. Some of the really important things, or not important, but fun or outstanding things that you've encountered while you're filming. Can you tell us a little bit about those bands or those episodes, those events or whatever it was that you were recording?
Well, I started off in Skagit Valley in 2000 recording on a reel-to-reel tape machine. And in about 2015, when I left Skagit Valley, my wife took off and I took off for a year on the road. We put everything in storage and went for a little bit of a road trip. But when I got back into the Tacoma area in about 2016, 2017, I discovered the whole music scene in this area and the Tacoma Public Library, which was really instrumental to help me get going in the video bit.
I didn't know that.
Well, the Tacoma Public Library at the main branch in downtown Tacoma has what they call a media lab.
Oh, yeah.
And in this media lab, John Hargis, who I want to give a shout out to, runs the media lab, and he's also a musician. But the neat thing about the public library was I was able to check out my first cameras on my library card for videoing Howard.
Yes.
Now, the only drawback there was the time on the computer to edit it all out. Editing takes so much time.
Yep.
And with the library being the way it's set up, you can only do so many hours a day in editing. And it really put the crimp on getting anything done in a timely fashion.
All right. Yeah, I get that. My husband would spend hours doing it. We had 2 commenters here. I wish you would give us your name because if you don't sign into it with your name, it doesn't show who you are. And I have 2 comments. One says awesome, and the other one says hi Donald, but we don't know who it's from. So.
Yeah. I've got a lot of followers out there, I think. I
Are
can
they
advertise this a little bit for you.
Are they going to tune in today?
Don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Anyways, with the help of John Hargis in the library, I got more into doing video. It got to the point where I needed a computer, and a friend of mine hooked me up with a computer that a member of his church provided for me. Bought me a brand new computer from Costco, I think, and sent it to me. That's what I use nowadays. I use this computer over here, do all my video work on. But yeah, it's a blessing having that to do the video work, and also I have filled up almost 4 terabyte of hard drive with videos. If you know anything about a computer, a terabyte is a hell of a lot of data.
Yeah.
Try filling up 4 terabytes. I've already had to give 1 terabyte of data to Howard because it was clogging my system.
Does he use them?
I took all the older stuff of Howard and put it onto his. I finally convinced him to buy a hard drive, and I put all his stuff onto his hard drive and gave it to him. Now he's in possession of it.
Can you move over just a little so we can see you better? Oops, wrong way. There you go. So you're a little bit too far. There you go. Right there. So does Howard use these tapes at all?
I don't know what he does with it. I don't know if he accesses them on his computer or not. I'm his official staff videographer now.
Uh-huh.
And I record and store and sometimes get in and edit some of it out. I do the weekly jam at Rumors with Lynn Sorensen and Doug McGrew.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, lately it's been Cole Dickoff, a totally amazing 15-year-old boy that can play the drums good.
Really?
Good enough to sit in for the other guy that was playing with Lynn.
Do you know what his name is?
Greg McGrew, I believe. Doug McGrew.
Yeah, I know Doug McGrew, but I mean this boy, the one that's
Cole Dickoff.
Okay.
COLEDICKHOFF.
Okay. Well, I'll keep a lookout for him because I haven't seen him. I was out there the first night. We took in the Rumors Jam with Lynn and Doug and Manny, I believe, was the lead that night. And that place was so packed, we barely got a place to sit. It was just jam-packed full of
It fills up fast. It fills up real fast.
Yeah, and most of them were singing and playing. So
yeah.
Okay,
it's a jam to go to if you want to go to jam.
Yeah, Rumors, and where is that at?
Where you can possibly perform.
What town is that considered?
Spanaway.
Okay, Spanaway.
It's right in Spanaway. Just a mile up the road from where I am.
So every night, every Wednesday night at Rumors.
Every Wednesday night, beginning on the 12th, we're going to be having a Saturday jam every other week.
Yes, I heard that. Who's giving that jam?
Eric Aspen will be hosting it with Chris Martin and Eddie Mendoza on the drums.
Okay. I don't know any of those people, but I haven't been back to Tacoma area and Spano Park area for God knows how long, 5-6 years. So I'm totally out of touch.
Eddie Mendoza is a fabulous drummer. Just a fabulous drummer. He can do anything.
How? So is he with a band? Is he with a particular band, or is he just freelancing now?
Eddie Mendoza kind of freelances. I don't know who he's playing with right now, but he gets around.
Okay. So what are some of the other events other than being Howard's videographer? What other events have you done that stand out or that you do regularly? Can you give us a little more information on that?
For the past 12 years, we've had an Ebey Island Freedom Fest going on up in Everett, Washington. Just off of Highway 2 on the way to Lake Stevens. Not too far from I-5, really. Because it's just a hop and a jump off I-5 to the festival site. But it's a 5-day music festival which occurs on Labor Day weekend every year at a field on Ebey Island in Everett there.
Yes.
If you get off I-5 and you pass the first exit for Ebey Island, you've missed your exit.
Yeah, I've been there. We had a time finding it, but we got there. We parked in a field full of grass and walked up there, and the people were really good letting us get our lawn chairs in there our canvas chairs, so that we could watch the event. Now, how many years did you say you've been doing that Freedom Fest?
I've been going to it for pretty much all the 12 years, except for 1 year I missed when I was in California.
Mm-hmm.
But it started off with a small backyard party for a guy by the name of Jim McLaughlin. Now, Jim is a 2-time world harmonica champion.
Oh, wow.
And it started off as a little backyard party for some of his musician friends. And it morphed into a festival.
Yeah. Well,
and
I know
he's had up to 3,000 people attend this festival.
At one time in that little place. I mean, it's not a very big place.
He only got 2.5 acres.
Yeah.
But he filled up with cars and people and campers and motorhomes and musicians.
Yeah. Well, I was there.
Have a roaring good time over 4 or 5 days.
Had a lot of good food there.
Yeah, they do feed you too. That's the nice thing about it. You don't need to bring anything but maybe something to throw in the kitchen to add to the kitchen accoutrements.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the way it's been going on for 12 years now. And I expect it to continue even after I'm gone.
Yeah. Speaking of gone, I understand you're leaving this area.
Yeah, we will be moving back to Georgia possibly Georgia in the summertime here. Because that's where our son is. And he and our daughter are buying us a house back there. Houses are so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Back there in the east.
Yeah.
That they're willing to go in and buy a house for mom and dad.
That's cool. That was very nice of them. Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy that. I'm not fond. I lived in West Virginia working on a project for a company I worked with for 2 years. And whenever the hurricanes came in, it would get so muggy and hot, and the rain would just pour down like somebody was taking a bucket and pouring it over the highway.
Yeah, yeah.
You're way too far to the edge of our screen here, Donald. We need to have you move over.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should enjoy that. Have you ever lived in Georgia before or went there?
Never been back there. Never been any further than California.
Well, hopefully you'll come back to us. Okay. That's possibly foreseeable in the future. I don't know. I think once we move back there, we're going to be pretty much staying back there till mom and dad die and the kids have another house to deal with. in their portfolio. I suspect that's not going to be for a long time.
Yeah, probably not.
I say only the good die young, right?
Yeah.
So, what are some of the other events that you found memorable that you, I'm sure you've worked with other bands. We got Howard down, we got Ebey Island down. What's next?
I did a lot of recording of like I say, back in Skagit Valley in 2000 when I moved there. I started. I found a reel-to-reel tape machine for a really good cost at a yard sale, and then I found all my tapes at a really outstanding price at Goodwill.
Wow.
And I had like over 250 tapes, 250 reel-to-reel 3-hour tapes
Wow.
to use. And I probably recorded about 100 of them. That's 300 hours of music over the period of time I was recording Gary B's Church of the Blues up in Skagit Valley on 4-inch magnetic.
I don't know this person, but then I don't know a lot of people up there. The only person that I know up in the Mount Vernon, Skagit area is Chris Egger. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know Chris Egger. I get Chris Egger's daily, weekly broadcast on it from his from what's the name of the studio?
Yeah, I can't remember. He switched studios, so he changed to a different one, and I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah,
But he does. Yeah, Chris Egger is an excellent musician.
Yeah,
I've recorded him in the past.
We went to see him at the Lincoln Theater in Mount Vernon not too long ago, a couple months. He was there with Eric Heatherly, who's an international recording star, started out in Nashville. And he does vintage songs. He likes to go back and take the older songs and make them a little newer. And one of the songs that he does is called Flowers on the Wall, which he played while he was at the theater with Chris. And I played that with my band for when the record came out, or when the recording came out. And he's quite the performer. I really enjoyed that night. We had to pay a little money to go there, but it was worth every penny. That would have been a good place for you to be recording. I would have loved to get
I've been in the in that theater up in Mount Vernon there. It's a nice old theater.
Yeah, it is.
They refurbished it. It was in bad condition. They refurbished it.
Well, they kind of refurbished it back to what it was back in the day.
Yeah, they did. They did a nice job on it. Because it was a business repair when I was up in Skagit.
Yeah. So it looks like it must have looked back then. And I was sitting there listening to their music, thinking about this place I'm sitting in, and you could almost feel the ghosts of all the activity that took place in that building way back in I don't know, right around the late 1800s, or was it in?
Yeah, it's an old building. Yep, goes back that far.
So on all these videography recordings that you make, are you paid for that, or I know you are by Howard to some extent, but
yeah, I'm paid to some extent. Lately, I've gotten to where I'm able to make some fair money off the videos I do for bands. You know, I have sold videos for up to $200 before.
Wow.
I videoed a band called Raucous at one of the elk clubs. I think it was Cleon. Yeah, I had gone over to Cleon Elk Club with a gal I know who sings for them. A gal by the name of Pauline Schneider. Give her a shout out. Hopefully she's watching. But yeah, I went over and recorded her band Raucous over there, and her band leader was so taken with my video that I was able to charge me $200 for it and make it.
Wow, great.
So I'm getting up there with my video editing skills and putting together movies, so to speak, and doing that for the band.
Yeah.
But yeah, up to this point though, it's basically been all a free thing. I go out and do it because I enjoy doing it, and the musicians enjoy having me there. So why not?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, what was going on during COVID? I mean, that brings us into that portion of this recording here. There couldn't have been that many bands out there. I know that I did see you post a lot of your recordings live. If I remember correctly, you come on the internet and we can see the concert as it's going on, correct?
Yeah, I go live on Facebook both times if I can, if the band doesn't mind. During COVID though, we didn't go live with Howard. We kept it to a video only, and I think Howard has those COVID files because I transferred things to him because I don't have them anymore. But yeah, we didn't stop at Howard's. We continued with the regular weekly jams, monthly jams, and no, we didn't slow down at all.
Yeah. So it didn't affect you. You were still out there taking pictures, right? And broadcasting it.
Yeah, I was still out there recording wherever I could. Yeah, I had the time where I spent like a week or two at home because I had to go through quarantine and
Yeah.
all the other bullshit. But I didn't get sick from it. I've been vaccinated now. I got my booster. I'm fine. Screw the mask. I don't like wearing masks.
Yeah, I know. They just really itch my face. They have little.
They fog up the glasses.
They what?
They fog up the glasses that I'm wearing most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been wearing these. I've been wearing these all my life since I was in first grade, I think.
Wow.
And now I'm wearing bifocals.
Yeah. There comes a time in our lives. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Where eyes get old. Yeah.
So we're having a little trouble with your internet. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're really blurry. So there must be an issue with the signal, Donald. Can you hear me?
Well, I was a little close to the screen, I guess.
No, it's not that. It is pretty. Oh, there we go. It's clearing up a little now.
Okay.
So COVID didn't bother you, and you didn't catch it, correct? Uh-oh, your screen is froze.
Until I had it, and I had no symptoms whatsoever.
Wow. Now you're lucky.
Said I tested positive, but I had no symptoms whatsoever of it.
I
just spent my days out in my garage doing stone.
I got it in January. I had been on the news. There's this place in Kirkland, the Life Center, that a lot of people were getting sick, and we had played a gig there. I belonged to the volunteer Bothell Senior Center band. And we were there playing for the people who were residents, and they came up and told us, "You need to leave. We need to leave. We've got flu here." Well, we left, and that during the month of January, I was pretty sick, but nobody knew what was going on yet because they hadn't told us. And the doctor kept asking me, "Have you been to China? Have you been in contact with anybody from blah blah blah? Wherever." And I didn't know why he was asking that. And then in March, they came out and told us what was going on. And I thought, oh, my gosh. And the next time I did a jam, I was already feeling better and, had gone through like 6 weeks of this stuff. And I went out to the Twin Dragon to Lynn Sorensen's jam out there. And I was fine. But then after that, we got quarantined. So that was the end of that. A lot of musicians that I've talked to have been sick with it or we're quarantined, and it's really cut into their bottom line because, as you know, musicians make their money from selling merchandise and from doing gigs. There's no money in streaming. Uh-oh, I lost Donald. Hopefully he'll listen to what I told him and click back in. And there he goes. I think I got him back. Hey, you bounced out on us.
You blanked out too.
What's that?
You blanked out too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think my audience saw me. Okay. So, have you talked to anybody that you've been filming and whatever as to how they reacted to all of this, and or are you just pretty much go in there and do your movies and that's it? Your recordings, sorry.
Well, I never really talked to anybody about what they did during anything. I know I didn't see a lot of people were all trying to stay safe and not anything. Yeah, I get contact with regularly. I'll call the other doing personal phone number. But yeah, as far as asking anybody about how they were doing, I really definitely.
Yeah, we're having a lot of problems with your video here, Donald. I don't know why. Well, he's out again. So he's quite a character. He's been around for a long time in this area, and I think he knows a lot of musicians, but it doesn't look like his internet is working at this time. And he's coming back, but it says his device is not connected. So I am pretty sure at this point, and we probably lost him. So until he tries to get back in here, I do want to say a few words about cinematographers as well. It's very difficult to get anybody to do this in this area, and Donald's one of the few. And while he may not get paid for doing it immediately by everybody that he films, he does enjoy it, and he does get some compensation. Well, you're back. I see you, but you're not moving or talking.
So recorded many up there. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, Donald, we're having all kinds of problems. We can't hear you. We can barely see you at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping your connection will come back. Is it storming where you're at all?
Oh, we got clear sky today.
Okay. We're not getting very good audio either. So at this point, much as I don't want to do this, I'm going to have to disconnect from the program. But I do want to thank you for coming on. And I'm not sure how you can correct a bad signal, but that's pretty much what we're having here. But I do appreciate you coming in, and hopefully we can do this again with Donald when he gets to Georgia. So in the meantime, I do have a guest on Valentine's Day called Dublin Abbey. They're an interesting band that does some great music, and most of it is within an Irish genre. So it looks like Donald might come back here too. So do stay tuned. 2:00 next Monday for Dublin Abbey. I'm still waiting for Donald and trying to give you a chance to come back. But, computers are really iffy, and so are connections. Last night I was at the Twin Dragon, and the music completely shut off. Power went out. And there was a band trying to sing, and it was just a fiasco. But that's technology today. I would imagine 5 to 10 years from now, this will be second nature. Hey, you're back. Donald? Donald, are you there? We could see your face. Can you hear us? I think he's lost his power. So this is
My router should be fine.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can hear you now. At least I can see you. You're blurry, but we can see you.
Well, I can see you and hear you now too.
Okay, I know that the connections do this sometimes. I've not had it happen here before, but it does happen. So, what are you planning on doing in the future besides going to Georgia?
I really don't know. You know, if when we get back to Georgia, I know I'll have availability to go record some real blues back at the home of the blues. I hope to record some good. I hope to find more wherever we go.
Yeah, we cannot, Donald. I hate to say this, but we just can't get you through. It's just not working. For some reason, your connection is not strong enough to be able to cast. So I am going to close this.
Oh.
I do thank you for coming on. Now you're there and everything is clear. So every time I say that, it gets better. Oh, Lord. So we do wish you what date is it that you're going to leave for Georgia?
We don't know that yet. It's still up around the world at this point. He's over in Indian Ocean.
Okay.
We got to wait for him to get home. My daughter to go back and meet up with him in Georgia and find a house for mom and dad to buy. And back of the point of getting pods, packing pods, and taking my boat clear across country.
Ah.
Well,
we do wish you good luck on all your adventures, and you let us know. In the meantime, we'll be watching for you when you're filming the events in this local area. Okay?
Okay, great.
All right. Thanks for being on my show, and good luck in your future. And maybe we'll meet up again, and we'll have you on again. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Joy.
All right. You're welcome. Okay. We're going to end the broadcast, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that we've had some connection problems, but it does happen. So you all have a good rest of your day and tune in on Valentine's Day. Bye, everybody.